welcome back to the channel everybody. Farm Sim Snowy here. So another day, we've got some more mods. There's just 3 today and 1 update, so without further ado, let's go and check them out. First of all, we've got an update, and it is to this, which is the Deutz-Fahr D16006 by Vectorman, and the update is changelog 1.0.0.1 fixed dashboard lighting. And next, the first of the new mods for today. This is a pack. This is the Massey Ferguson Next Edition by LS Agra Ole. And there's 2 tractors here. These are both medium tractors. So first of all, we've got the 7710, and then we've got next to that the 7720. So varying in prices and horsepower. The 7710 is 13 slots on console. We'll check out all the horsepowers in a second. Top speed of 31 miles per hour. And the 7720 is 14 slots on console, also with 31 miles per hour. So the 7710, first of all, the configurations are pretty much the same across both of them, so I won't go through all of them, but we will check them out in the store. Very nice looking tractor. I am quite a big fan of the Masseys. It's very cool with the signage on the bonnet there, the Dino VT Next Edition. I like that. There's no sort of extra features, any opening doors or windows. I did jump in and test it. Pretty much is what it is. But it's a very nice looking tractor. It's pretty cool. So first of all, we've got wheel brands. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKTs, Vederstein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental and Vederstein, I think, have got all the same configurations. So again, I won't go through them. So for those 4, we've got standard, wheel weights, wide tyres, widen weights, wide tyres 2, widen weights 2, rear twins, twin wheels, narrow tyres, and back to standard. So like I say, Michelin's the same, Continental's the same. Mitas, a bit different. We've got wide tyres, widen weights, wide tyres 2, widen weights 2, and then back to wides. BKT, we've got wide tyres, widen weights, and back to wide tyres. Only 2 options there. Vederstein's the same as the ones I just said. And then Nokians, we've got wide tyres 2, communals, and back to wides. And then we're back to Trelleborg. Front loader attacher, you can have no, the quickie, or the Hauer, and back to no. And then engine setup, we're at the 7715, which is 165 horsepower. Then it goes to the 16, that's 175. Yeah, I just said 165. Then the 7718, that's 190 horsepower. The 7719, that's 220 horsepower. And then we're back down to 165 horsepower. Main colour, we can change to anything on there. So we've got quite a different range of colours, which does make it look quite cool. I do like that white, I must admit. Like so. Design colour is going to do the grille bit there, you can just see. Again, any of those colours like so. And then your rim colour, pretty self-explanatory. Quite a few options to choose from on there. And we've got a license plate option as well. So that's the 7710, and then the next one is the 7720. Exactly the same configurations, just slightly bigger tractor. Very cool again. So the engine setups for this one, we've got the 7720, which is 225 horsepower, 7722, which is 240, 7724, 260 horsepower, the 7726, which is 280 horsepower, and then we're back to 225 horsepower. Everything else is the same on there, so I won't go through them all. But that is a pretty cool pack. I like that. It's going to please a few Massey fans. So that is the Massey Ferguson Next Edition by LS Agra Oli. Next up, we've got this. This is the Kesla ND144HD by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. This is a forestry trailer with a crane on, so you'll find this under tools and forestry equipment. Now, we do have a base game one of these, but this has got a few sort of extra options and tricks up its sleeve, which I will go through and mention as well. 45 grand base price. It's 6 slots if you're on console. And here it is. So I'll go through all the configurations first, and then I'll show you what's sort of different. So we can change the wheel brand from Trelleborg, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. That's it. There's no options for the wheel setup in Trelleborg, but in Nokians you can have Forest King F2 or Ground King, which is a little bit more chunkier tread, and then back to Forest King as well. Main colour we can change to anything on there, which does the sort of chassis, if you want to call it that. Design colour is going to be the crane, like so, and then your rim colour, pretty self-explanatory. You've only got silver or black to choose from on there, and the license plate option as well if you want to. So those are the extra sort of features to start with, changing the main colour from the base game one. We have got an extendable rear end. I'm not sure if that's available on the base game one, but I'm just reading it off the mod hub description on the website. You can change the tyre choices. It says the engine speed increases when the crane is moved, so it does rev up a lot higher when you move it. You can also control the crane from the cab of the tractor, or you can jump out of the tractor and jump into this like you're entering a vehicle, and it gives you a couple of extra sort of camera angles like it would with the big forestry machines, so you can do it that way, which is pretty cool. What else was different? Oh, these lights at the back, if I zoom in a bit, these lights behind the rear tyres, you can extend them or retract them. So obviously at the minute they are extended, but you can retract them as well if you want to, so that's cool. I think that's different from the base game one, but apart from that I think that is pretty much it. So again, another useful little mod. So that is the Kesla ND144HD by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. And then the last one for today is the PFW 18000 MaxxLine by PolyDesign. Again, we do have one of these base game, but there's a couple of extra configurations, nothing major, so again it is up to you if you want to change it. Everything else, as far as I can see, in terms of horsepower required, the capacity, the spread width, working speed, everything's the same. So it's obviously a slurry spreader, so you'll find this under tools and slurry spreaders. Requires 225 horsepower to run, holds 18,000 litres of digestate or slurry, 10 slots if you're on console, 15 metre spread width, and it runs at 9 miles per hour when it is working. 95 grand base price as well. So the options we've got wheel brand Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Fahrzeugbau, Nokians, back to Trelleborg. In Trelleborg we've got standard, standard 2, wide tyres 2, and back to standard. Michelin we've got standard, standard 2, wide tyres, and back to standard. BKT we've got standard, wide tyres, and back to standard. Fahrzeugbau we've got standard, wide tyres, and back to standard. And the Nokians, there's no option on the wheel setup there, and then we're back to Trelleborg. So I think there's a few more options there on the wheel setup, and I think the base game one, there is only one option to change the design, which I think is this first one. So design, you can have design 1 or design 2, and it just changes the sort of hoses on the top there. So if I go back to design 1, you can see that is exactly the same as the base one, but different on this one is the second design one, which is this. So you can have design 1 or you can have design 2, which puts that pipe on there. You can adjust that pipe as well by for me it's doing L1 and then right stick either up or down or right and left, and it also does open that little hatch on the top there. You can open that as well. So there you go. And we do have rim color. We can change from silver to black, silver, whatever that is, silver rough, and grey matte. And we can have a license plate on there as well. So that is that one. That is the PFW 18000 MaxxLine by PolyDesign. And that is it for the mods today. Not too many, so pretty straightforward. So I hope you have all enjoyed the mod review. If you have, please give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.